Hello everyone, you are watching Build Remarkable Business, the only show where engineering and creativity are brought together to serve your business. This is your host, Marina. Hey, welcome. Today we are talking about big chain hotels versus small boutique hotels. I have a great picture illustrating what I think about that. I don't know if you watched that cartoon. I was inspired by it. It goes something like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So what do I really mean here? And I'm really serious. Big chain hotels are not a threat to you at all. So they are this big fish swimming in a small pond, what I call saturated market. Yes, sure, big hotels have certain advantages for their guests, like wide distribution, know-how strategies, or the most important, their guests trust them, they're recognized, they have that recognition. But what if you can be trusted as well and your guests know that? Then they would be choosing you instead. Obviously, your ideal guests. Some people will just always go for big names because of some other reasons. I don't want to say ego, but yes, okay, they like something about that. But people, and there are many like that, who like small places, destinations, to be closer to their hosts and to have a special kind of treatment and experience, will always choose to stay with you. So what does it mean, that story? I don't know if you heard about red oceans and blue oceans, but eventually it boils down to big players, or almost everyone. There's lots of people swimming in those red oceans, which means there's a competition. They all look at each other. They compete who's better, and they want to achieve the greater share of already existing market. On the opposite, there are blue oceans, and this bigger pond with a small fish, which you might be, where you can focus on opportunities and not limitations, where you can create new offerings for the existing needs and wishes. And this is exactly the space in which I'm going to concentrate the rest of my talk today. So what is it and how you can actually profile in this space so you can become a leader in your area, or you can have guests all around the world coming to experience your place. So there are 4 questions, but before I go to them, I want to ask you, what is the value you currently provide to your guests? So would they agree? Would they state it the same as you do right now? So what is that value? And I'm not talking just about any value, because when you optimize a certain department, when you reduce certain costs, it's a value for you and your business model. It's not directly a value for a customer. And I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the value that's directly felt, seen, heard. It's present there for a customer. It's something that a specific guest would name it. So that's the value we're talking about. And now we can go to the 4 questions. It's, what is it that you're offering right now that you can reduce, that you can completely eliminate? Then what is it that you're offering right now that you can increase? And then what is it that you can offer in the future, you can create, right? So let's start from reduce and eliminate. There might be certain services or things in your hotel that you currently offer, just because everyone else are offering it. Just because if you want to be a hotel, you kind of need to offer it. If you want to be a good hotel, you need to offer such kind of things. and it's not there's nothing you really need to do. You just need to comply to your standards and to really be you, to follow your chosen concept. So what is it that you can reduce? It's all about quantity. It's all about quality, not quantity here. So maybe you have certain things such as buffet for lunch or dinner. Maybe you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe your guests are having just one meal per day. I mean, there are so many examples here and variations, but it's all about what is it that you put there in your offer only because you have to. It's a hospitality industry and there are some written rules that you think you have to follow, but it's not like that. And then the second question is, what is it that you can completely eliminate? Because now when you go through that list, I'm sure you felt for some items that you would live so much easier if there is not that there at all. So what is it that you can completely eliminate? Maybe you don't have to have store in your hotel or a hairdresser, or maybe I don't know, maybe you don't even have to have a restaurant at all because you have some other crazy idea like providing a private chefs, but we'll leave that for later. So what is it really that without second thought you would like to eliminate? What is it that demands lots of effort, drives lots of cost, and you are not getting gratitude for that? So that's something to really think about. And then the next two questions, now when you have that cleared out, the next two questions are about increasing certain stuff and creating some parts that really represent your concept, that differentiate you on the market. So what is it that you can increase? Everything that is left, think about in terms of quantity and quality. So increase quality. How can you increase quality of the things that you left, that remain in your business model? So how can you be, how can that specific service can appear better, faster, easier? So something in those terms. How can the quality be better for your guest? Then think in terms of quantity. Everything that stayed, what is it? I hope that's all that represents you, that you stand for, that fits your values. So how can you maybe even increase it more? But you didn't have space to increase that even more because you didn't have that potent emptiness, as I like to call it, after you now eliminated some stuff. So now you can concentrate on those and believe in their potential. And eventually, what can you create? And now is the time for all these ideas that never seemed, maybe stayed in some corner in your head, like, I mentioned like having a private chef or having maybe a canvas for painting in the room or whatever. So it just sounded maybe a bit crazy, off the topic, out of the scope from hospitality picture, but it's not true. So what if we can introduce them now and just try to match those patterns with your brand personality and character. So now when you have this mix of 4 different approaches, all in different directions, you can really shine as a unique small boutique hotel with certain, I don't want to say methodology, but basically with very specific and special guest journey. Because nowadays, that's why people come back to you, and that's why you will stand out and attract some people that will be wowed by the experience in your hotel. So write me in comments what are the big chain hotels that inspire you and why do you think it is so? Because definitely you can have some things that inspire you, and you can conclude further on how you can develop that idea even deeper, so that serves you for differentiation. And yes, if you are ready to create boutique experience in your hotel and to become a remarkable one, write me in the link below and we can start working on that today.